sources are telling us that the agency has been interrogating around at least 100 individuals till now in connection with the recent incident. 15 people specifically identified remain under direct surveillance and under the radar of the NIA. They've been questioned as well. Security forces, meanwhile, are conducting raids across various regions to track down the overground workers, which means basically if there is any suspicion of any local support to assist the terrorists or these groups, especially with regard to logistic shelter and recce. Also, at this point, remember, NIA does suspect there could be, even though a small segment right now in Kashmir, a lot had changed, a lot of terror ecosystem had been demolished completely. But even if there is a certain support locally, that is also being probed and raided. Raids are happening in different parts against different organizations. There have been seizure as well that has been reported. So that network will be on the target. So whether it's Kupwara, Handwara, Anantnag, Tral, Pulwama, Sopore, as our colleagues have been reporting about, teams have been spread out and are on the job. Call records also are being tracked right now. Kamaljeet Sandhu is tracking all the latest on that. Kamaljeet's 45-member team of the NIA, it's not just about the timeline. They need to also ensure identification, prosecution and expose Pakistan. What are you picking up from how the probe is going on now that the NIA DG himself was on the ground in Pahalgam today?
Well, even as the 45-member team has scouted to different areas of Kashmir Valley looking for clues, what is important for any terror investigation is evidence, evidence and evidence. And this is where there seems to be an issue as far as collecting evidence is concerned. There are hundreds of testimonies, hundreds of eyewitnesses. There are several of the videos which are being scouted through. Forensic details are being examined, phone calls being put under surveillance. So a whole lot of things are already underway. But meanwhile, remember, they have to go very carefully because remember, even in international court of law or scrutiny of any kind, they have to join the dots because the first tip-off has come in from intelligence agencies. There is information coming in terms of sketches, in terms of photographs, but how are they linking this to particular terror attack? That is something which is the onus and responsibility of the NIA team, and they have done it earlier in several of the terror attacks, be it 26/11 or Pulwama terror attack in 2019. So there is a huge responsibility. They are aware of it, and remember, even when we're talking about evidence or saying that there is a phone encryption, but remember, the first success, actually a leading evidence would be of neutralization of terrorists, which could be a very crucial lead because from their bodies, from their information on person, that could be a lot of recoveries made. So that is also an anticipated move. But meanwhile, what they're actually going through is a number of the cartridges that they have got. They have video evidences. They're speaking to several of the overground workers who've been detained. So trying to get a sense of the modus operandi of these particular terrorists. But one thing they have said, in like several of the other attacks which have taken place in Poonch Rajouri, one, a hilly terrain has been chosen where the escape route is easy. Second, all of these particular areas were almost non-motorable, even in Rajouri and Poonch, where we've been actually to those sites. Correct. And then thereafter in Baisaran, where they knew that reinforcement is not going to reach extremely easily, and that gives them enough time to actually have an escape route of sorts. So all that is now part of the investigation. And the third, what they're trying to do is to target Hindus was to actually create a communal flare-up of sorts. So all that has been part of the investigation, but clearly the modus operandi now does lie exposed.
Eventually, it's a reminder, what lessons are we taking from every terror attack that Pakistan is organizing, targeting people of specific faith, wanting a communal flare-up, but also a reminder that will this be the last terror attack? How much more needs to be done consistently to ensure that we don't have innocent people dead? Kamalji, thank you very much for now.